Hi everybody, it is time for another tiebreaker. We put out a console retrospective vote, and it came down to the Game Boy Advance and the PSP.
And PSP. And so we've chosen our fighters carefully for this. We put a lot of consideration into our Nicktoons All-Star Brawl to settle this. And so representing the Game Boy Advance, we have Shredder as to represent the Game Boy Advance's versatility, applicability, knowledge base, and because Shredder comes in what seems to be the major colors that the Game Boy Advance does. And Zim representing the Sony PSP for his niche appeal, braggadocious nature, and ultimate power. We are going to be doing this. The rules are unlimited lives, but only a 2-minute timed battle, as that is approximately how much of a charge you would get watching a movie on the original PSP.
Exactly. We put a lot of logic behind this, obviously. Very important.
Totally.
And to be clear, we're using the original Nicktoons All-Star Brawl, not the sequel. So, which I don't even know if it's out. I think it is.
I didn't even know there was a sequel happening.
But I have this one, and so that's what we're using. And so we're going to get right into it. Once I click on the game, so I can start the match.
You're the one in charge here. I'm just the one talking, or one of the people talking.
I'm a complete and total professional.
Select your arena.
Oh, well, we'll have to pick a random stage, obviously.
Shredder
Absolutely.
Zim.
Zim has the power of the UMD on his side, the ultimate media destroyer. That's what he thinks it stands for.
That's true. It did occur to me I didn't know how long the load times are. Ah, here we go.
That's totally fine.
Go!
I don't even know if that's actually Richard Horvath doing the voice there.
Yeah, it's
perhaps
unclear.
A little bit. Yeah. There.
Well, it looks like Shredder's got a strong start here. Edge camping.
Game Boy Advance will do that. The massive library does give it a distinct advantage right out of the gate there. That's fine, but the PSP Zim is very confident in their abilities, has a lot of different applications therein, and can absolutely put down the hurt when need be.
That is true. Shredder stuck off that ledge, but can he make it back? He can.
Sony has learned from the victories of Nintendo before, and they will do it again.
It does look like Shredder is purposely toying with the PSP, which, considering what Nintendo and Sony have gone through over the years, seems about appropriate.
I don't want to get terribly parasocial about my video game companies, but it is too late for that.
Shredder not able to secure. Oh, and there. Now it's 1-1. It's tied up, folks. With a minute left.
It's tied up with less than... Yeah, we are at 50 seconds right now, so who's to say what'll happen? I do love the amount of lawn gnomes that we're getting to see in this match.
It is very impressive and exciting.
Absolutely. Does the G in GBA stand for gnome?
I mean, I guess not. Wow.
Is that not with a silent G?
I mean, maybe it could be. The buh. Instead of the GBA, just the buh.
The Gnome Boy Advance.
The Gnome Boy Advance. Well, now I've lost track, but I think the PSP is up 2-1.
I'm not certain it actually got another point there.
Hard to say. We'll find out for sure definitively.
And while we've got 10 seconds left in the match, I'm going to start making my next D&D character the Gnome Boy Advance.
There you go. An artificer, maybe?
I don't know. The Gnome Boy will not be held by simple labels.
And the winner!
Game Boy Advance, Shredder absolutely having the cooler pose at the end and the victory over the PSP.
So you heard it here, folks. We will be covering the Game Boy Advance at some point in the next month or so, probably likely in August, as our July is pretty full. So you can look forward to that in August, us covering the Game Boy Advance.
Justice for PSP.